Hello and welcome back to another video. Today will mark the start of a new video series. The focus will be on Blackjack, building a simulator, learning about house edges and delving into the world of card counting. For this video, we'll be going over the fundamentals of Blackjack. So to begin, I want to thank Stephen Bridges and Colin over at Blackjack Apprenticeship. I've watched a lot of their videos and on Blackjack, and it's specifically card counting, and was instantly hooked. So they were amazing inspiration and made me want to explore more, like we're going to do today. To begin, for anyone who doesn't already know, Blackjack is a simple game. The goal is to get a higher number on your cards compared to the dealer, but don't go over 21. So the dealer will start by dealing everyone out 2 cards and themselves 2 cards with one of them flipped over. If you want to take the risk, you can hit and take another card. If you are over 21, then you bust. If not, then you can either hit again or stand, which means you're happy with your card and the game moves on to the next person or to the dealer. If the dealer gets a higher number, then you lose your bet. If the dealer gets the same number, then it is a push and you receive your bet back. Finally, if you have a greater number and you haven't busted, then you will get your bet back twice. So, that is a very basic game. There are a few key things that you will need to know before though, where the game changes a little bit. So starting off, if you receive Blackjack, which means that your initial 2 cards you receive are an ace and a 10 value card, then you will receive back your bet and a half. So if you put in 10, you will receive back 25. However, if the dealer gets Blackjack, the hand is over and you move on and you lose your bet, unless you as well have Blackjack. The fact that you win extra from having a Blackjack does give you a higher edge to the casino. However, casinos wouldn't have the game available if they lost money. That's just bad for business. So the casino overall gains the edge from the fact that if you bust, you lose the round every time. However, on the casino side, if they bust and you bust as well, you will still lose your money to the casino. Over time, a basic strategy has been formed for the best possible decision made based on every hand. This graph is free from blackjackapprenticeship.com. However, even with this perfect play, the casino still has a 0.5% edge over you. So they still win every time. This is where card counting comes in. Using card counting, you can figure out which points your basic strategy is actually more likely to win the hand. If you find yourself in a situation where you have the advantage, you will bet more money. If you're in a disadvantage, then you would bet the minimum. The general consensus for card counting is that it's extremely difficult and only the top 1% of mathematicians can do it. However, this is simply not true, as I'm going to explain it to you now in barely any time. To start is to generate a count for the cards. This count in the high-low card counting system means, starting at 0, after a reshuffle, for every high card that gets pulled out, you -1. For every low card, you +1. And for a neutral, don't do anything. This count will tell you how many more high cards are in the shoe compared to low cards. So, this is your count. Now the value you will be using is the true count. This number is generated by the count divided by how many more decks of 52 are left in the shoe. Mathematicians and statisticians have figured out that if you have a true count of 1 or above, then you actually have the advantage, and this is where you'll bet high. Using just this count and perfect basic strategy is how card counters have managed to make thousands or even for some millions of dollars. In the following videos, we will be diving deeply into card counting to really get a good understanding of how everything works, how the basic strategy is derived, what amount to bet, and from the simulations see the money that is earned or lost if it's not done perfectly. Next video, we'll be building the foundations of our Blackjack simulator, taking cards from the deck, generating a shoe, starting off a new hand, and running that hand thousands of times. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.